What's going on, y'all? It's Jay, aka Siblings VFX. Right now, I'm at this view overlooking the city, Los Angeles. But real quick, I just want to talk to y'all about loving yourself. Um, because that's not something that's, typically talked about, and something that's not typically discussed in depth, right? A lot of people like to just throw out that phrase, oh, love yourself, right? But they never actually tell you how to love yourself. What does that look like? What are some things that you experience on the path of loving yourself, right? So that's what I'm about to explain in this video. One of the first things that I noticed about loving yourself is acknowledging your emotions, right? Typically, we have this tendency of trying to hush our emotions or thinking that our emotions aren't real. We invalidate our emotions and what we're feeling, and we try to rely solely on our logical perspectives, right? Now, when you start trying to lean so much on your logical perspectives, it is a known fact that only so much of what you're thinking is original. You've seen it somewhere, you heard it somewhere, you experienced it somewhere. So whatever you're thinking or whatever you're perceiving is solely based upon something that happened upon your past in some facet, right? So once you start exiting out your emotions, that's prohibiting you from moving forward. Your emotions is typically your guidance system, right? That's telling you this isn't right, or I probably need to quit this, or I probably need to pivot, I probably need to realign my energy, I probably need to go do something, whatever the case may be, right? Those are emotions that's telling you how to do that. And that comes with a level of emotional intelligence, which is why I speak about this in my videos a lot. The quicker that you start to develop a sense of emotional intelligence and understand what's going on within you, the process of loving yourself becomes just easier. It's tenfold the process, right? Because a lot of people, when they say they don't love themselves, is usually because they have some type of bad mental health. They don't have no type of emotional stability, they're questioning themselves, they feel insecure, etc. Once you start to get to the root of all of those thoughts, once you start to get to the root of those emotions, and you can somewhat spot when it's happening, you can tell when you're insecure. So if you know what an insecure energy feels like, if you know what you do when you're insecure, it's easier for you to pivot off of it once you start doing it, because you've brought awareness to it. And that's where, like I said before, the emotional intelligence starts to kick in. And the second thing that I've learned in the process of loving myself is removing myself from things that aren't beneficial to me, right? We have this tendency of trying to attach ourselves to people and holding on to people because we love them, right? Because we like them, because we want to experience life with them, or whatever facet that goes for, right? But in the process of that, if somebody's around you with negative energy, if somebody's around you, just not adding to the plate, not adding to the vision, not adding to your energy, and they're just yapping, they're just pulling away different pieces of you, it's going to be very hard for you to get to a point where you're loving yourself, right? Because you're constantly at battle with the things closest to you. Part of loving myself was cutting people off, right? And even though I'm a very empathetic person, I'm I'm very loving. I don't like rubbing people wrong. I'm a low-key people pleaser. I'm not going to lie. Even though I knew I didn't like the fact that, hey, I'm probably about to rub them wrong, it's probably about to start some conflict, whatever the case may be, every single time I've cut somebody off or removed somebody from my energy, I've had more clarity. I became more consistent. I was more at peace. I was more happy. And it was because I cleared out space. People like to hold energetic space within you. Imagine you have a whole bunch of infinity stones, right? You have 10 infinity stones. Everybody that's around you is going to take one of your infinity stones. If you have 10 people around you who's doing nothing but taking your infinity stones, but not doing anything productive to either bring back more infinity stones or kind of help you, since the fact that they took all your infinity stones, you're going to be left with no infinity stones. While on the other hand, they're left with all the power that they just took from you, because they took you, they took your life force, they took your infinity stones, right? That wasn't theirs, it was yours. View that like in your life. When there's people around, you only have so much space around you. You only have so much room around you in your life. You have to minimize the amount of negativity and the negative people you have in your life, so you can have room and space for the positive things, right? I don't think you guys probably do realize, but I'm about to reiterate it for you. Positive frequency, positive energy, all of that good love needs space. If you don't create space in your life for that, it will not happen, right? If you want to love yourself, you need to remove things that aren't showing you a pure, genuine sense of love from your life, right? And in the process of allowing other things to flow into your life, like healthy relationships, probably a better career, whatever the case, better peace of mind, mental clarity, emotional intelligence, spiritual alignment, those things come once you remove things. And that's something that I noticed on this path, yo. I always felt bad when I had to cut people off and remove myself from people, but every single time I did it, I felt better afterwards. I probably didn't feel better immediately because you're gonna grieve it, and you're gonna grieve it, right? You have to be okay with that. But in retrospect, you start seeing your energy come back, your focus starts coming back. And dog, once your focus comes back, that's so powerful. Your focus holds so much power. Now, third and final, which is probably also one of the most important things that helped me get to a point of actually finding peace with myself, was acknowledging the things that I actually want, right? A lot of us want things outside of us, whether that's money, cars, women, whatever the case may be. Something in your spirit is asking for that experience, because within that experience, you are going to learn something about self. You are going to learn a lesson that you were put here on this planet to learn. So once you get into this point where you're like, oh, like low-key humbling yourself, where you know you want something, you know you're capable of something, but you're downplaying it because you're just trying to fit in, stay small, all this other type of stuff. And that's going to take a toll on your mental health, and you're not going to feel like, you're not going to love yourself. In other words, a part of loving yourself is acknowledging what you want. A part of loving yourself is acknowledging your passions, is acknowledging what makes you happy, is acknowledging your goals, and giving yourself to that. Giving yourself to your craft, giving yourself to your goals, giving yourself to a relationship. Just the process of giving yourself to the things that you are passionate about is an exhibit of love. That is self-love. And the end-all be-all, what you decide to give your energy to, what you decide to give your life to, that is going to be a representation of how you feel about yourself. If you give yourself to things that you don't truly like, things that don't make you happy, it's going to be very difficult to get to an ultimate sense of loving yourself. That true being comes when everything is in alignment. And I'm not saying it's perfect, I'm not saying it's going to be easy to get that, but the closer you get to that sense of alignment, you will start to see the direct effect of your energy levels will go up, your happiness will go up, your love will go up. Everything starts to benefit the closer you get to that ultimate sense of alignment, who you were truly meant to be in this life. So yeah, take it or leave it. I'm pretty sure you guys are going to take it. You know, it's all love. I really hope this year is going great for you guys so far. And let me remind you, this year is the turn up year. You know, I released this ebook too a little bit before, and I released it like a year or so ago, and I never really promoted it. So, you know, now I'm taking it into my hands to, you know, promote it, because it ties into the things that I'm talking about into these videos, you know. In order for me to articulate and do the things that I do, especially at the frequency that I had to, it had to come from somewhere. And luckily for me, I'm a writer, so everything was documented. I write everything, I journal almost every day. It's kind of hard for me to run out of content. So yeah, man, check that out if y'all want to. Without further ado, I love y'all, man.